the disciples' understanding has grown and his discriminating intellect, meaning Vivek, has bloomed. Vivek means you don't need to question your guru or ask your guru to make you understand. તમને જ ખબર પડે, that is Vivek. Now you understanding? The more you ask, I know he has less Vivek. So less Vivek means he has not matured spiritually. Simple. સ્ટ્રેન્થ માટે તો જવું જ પડશે, આપણે ઘડી ઘડી જવું પડશે, પણ એ તો આંખથી આંખમાં થઈ જાય. ખાલી વિચાર કરો ને સ્ટ્રેન્થ મળી જાય. You don't need to ask. So his Vivek is blooming. Looking at the transmigration of worldly souls in the four states of existence called Gati, four states of existence, Manushya, Tirya, Dev, Narki. So, looking at the transmigration of the worldly souls in the four states of existence, another logical argument supporting his doubt regarding the liberation of soul arises. That was first. Hatu ane che, to future ma bhi reshe, એવું લાગે છે all this. Those flaws which are the cause of bondage. So once bondage, then you have to endure. So the whole cycle will, since time immemorial, even in the present, will continue in the future. That was the first argument. Now a second argument. What is it? Presenting it to his guru, he says,
शुभ करे फल भोगवे देवादि गतिमान, अशुभ करे नरकादि फल, कर्म रहित न ज्ञान.
शुभ करे, if he does auspicious karmas, punya, shubh. Phal bhogve, he will enjoy the fruit. Where? How? Devadi gati maya. He will go in a state of heaven. He will become a heavenly being with all the comforts, etc. Shubh kare, to enu phal su? Heaven, devadi che, so heaven, etc. He can be a multimillionaire year also. So that is also like heavenly. Pan heavenly, etc. Shubh kare phal bhogve devade. Ashubha kare, if he does inauspicious karmas, narkadi phal, bears the fruit in hell, etc. Karma rahita na kya hai? Nowhere I see a soul karmaless, without karma. In all the four gatis I have seen, because he can't see the fifth, moksha. So the four states of existence I saw, Manushya, so they have Pap Punya Uday also, and they do Pap Punya Bandh also. Bandh also and Uday also. So acquiring new and receiving the fruits of the old karma. So in Manushya, Tiryans, Dev, Narki, in all the four states of existence, nowhere I see a soul without karma. And karmas are of two types, Shubh and Ashubh. So Shubh to heavenly, etc. Ashubh to a. So where is the question of moksha? Your understanding? So beautifully it's explained. And this is from the by the influence of the Purva Mimamsa philosophy. Because the Shastras talk only of Dev and Naragati. So if the soul does auspicious karmas, short meaning, if the soul does auspicious karma, it enjoys its fruits in the state of heavenly beings, etc. If he does inauspicious karma, meaning pap, it suffers its fruits in hell, etc. The soul is nowhere without karma. Never and nowhere is the soul found without karma in any state of existence, meaning gati. So in all the four gatis, I don't see any soul karmaless. See, liberated bolso na tame, so you will have gnani. We'll call them Jivan Mukta. So it's not written liberated, because liberation will have many meanings. દેહ છતાં નિર્વાણ, વિદેહી મુક્ત, જીવન મુક્ત જ છે, મારા ગુરુ મુક્ત જ છે. So that is in a state. Karmaless, he is saying. So we'll say, no, Param Kripadev also had karmas. He had to Ashubh karma, mangi, everything. So in 4 gatis, I have not seen any soul karmaless. Shubh karma, Devadi. Ashubh karma, Narkadi. Nowhere. So why should I believe in the concept of liberation or moksha? Got it? Very simple. So it seems બિચારો શિષ્ય થોડો દુઃખી છે એવું લાગે છે. So the disciple bemoans the fate of the soul, expresses the grief કે આવું છે હવે ભવિષ્ય સોલનું, ઈધર દેવગતિ or નરકગતિ, દેવગતિ or નિરકગતિ, વચમાં તિર્યંસ ગતિ, મનુષ્ય ગતિ, પાછું દેવગતિ, આને આ છે. Means there is no end to this striving, this transmigration. There is no end. આમાં ચાલતું આવ્યું છે ઇન્ફિનિટ ટાઈમ્સથી અને ચાલતું રહેવાનું ટિલ ઇન્ફિનિટી. ટિલ શબ્દ જ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ નથી રહેશે. So he complains that we talk either of good karmas or bad karmas, right? આજે મેં કંઈ ગુડ કર્મ કર્યું, આજે મેં કંઈ બેડ કર્મ કર્યું. We talk either of good karmas and bad karma. So if you do good karmas, what will you get? Heavenly, etc. Heaven, etc. એમ લખો. Heaven, etc. If you do bad karmas, what are you going to get? So there are two choices between good and bad. And if you do good, you get Devgati, etc. If you do bad, you get. So if ever there was moksha, how are you going to attain moksha? Either you can do good karmas or you can do bad karmas. You can harbor good feelings or you can harbor bad feelings. And good નું ફળ heaven, etc. છે અને bad નું ફળ hell, etc. છે. So how does this concept, the notion of liberation is only false. Good, no? If this gets proved, so no 6th pad only. Means of liberation, path of liberation. But liberation is only not possible. Then why do you want to know the way to liberation? Correct? So he's saying, okay, I think બહુ educated લાગે છે. He's saying good karmas and bad karmas. Good karmas give you heaven, etc. Bad karmas give you hell, etc. So that means it makes the soul continue its worldly existence. Right? Embodied state. The only difference being both are shackles, chains. This is made of gold, this is made of iron. એકદમ અભ્યાસી છે નેમીજી કે પુણ્ય સોનાની બેડી છે, પાપ લોખંડની બેડી છે, પણ બંને બાંધી જ રાખે છે ને તને વર્લ્ડમાં. Whether you go to દેવલોક or you go to નરકલોક, both is making the soul continue its worldly existence and transmigration, of course. So, what would liberation mean? What would liberation mean? Break from both types of shackles. When you break the golden one and the iron one, then you can say, હવે હું liberated. So say left hand માં gold chain થી બાંધેલું shackles and આમાં iron. અને આ પાપથી મુક્ત થાય તો મુક્ત કહેવાય. પુણ્ય પાપ બંનેથી મુક્ત થાય તો મુક્ત કહેવાય, right? So liberation, dictionary meaning would be freedom from all shackles. But whatever you want to use, flaws, bondage of karma, whatever. Chains. So he's saying, but either shubh karo tame, you have choice of good and bad. So either you do good or you do bad. Good you do heaven, etc. Bad you do hell, etc. So there is nothing like liberation. અને ઇનએક્ટિવ રહો તો મમ્મી કે લેઝી છે. If we say good karmas I don't want to do because I don't want to go to heaven, bad karmas I don't want to do because I don't want to go to hell, so I just want to lie down on the bed, so I am termed lazy, good for nothing, જરા ડિસેન્ટલી કહો તો હેપી ગો લકી, એને તો અમારું આ ફક્કડ રામ છે, આ તો એમ કે અમારા આ ભાઈ બી એવા જ હતા, કંઈ પ્લાનિંગ નહીં કરવાનું, કંઈ નહીં કરવાનું, કે જસ્ટ ફ્લો વિથ ધ ફ્લો. But it doesn't happen. It's a wonderful logical concept. Something wrong happens with you, something unfavorable happens to you, you don't flow, you react. So plan it such a way that you don't need to react. Either prepare yourself. All right. So all these mantras are right, flow with the flow. You know why it is right? Because it's said by me only. It is right. But you should know kaya stage par it is right. If it's making you go into a witnessing mode, fantastic. If it's making you lazy, unprepared, so it is, this mantra is used at the wrong stage. Right? એ તો હું બી કહું છું કે finally we have to break the shackles of golden chain, of gold, chains of gold. So you should stop all this shubha also. Not right now. You better come tomorrow for satsang. Do good karmas. I'll see to it you go beyond heaven, but I'll see to it, but please do come. So you can't use this right now. This is a concept. And pachi in Moksha Upai he will show you the steps. From 108 to 113, step-wise moksha marga. You might be tempted to skip one step. No? First, let me check your discipline in your spiritual activities. I wouldn't use, I would like to use a lower word, rituals. Because everything is Agna. And you love the person who gave the Agna. So Agna should be like your teddy bear. Cling to it. But you don't. So you are just emotional, you are not devotional. And then when the time is ripe, the Guru says, now enough of all this. But let him speak. Not let your subconscious mind speak. Because all this is all the scriptures which you had packed in your brains, which is speaking. That state is not there. That's why Prabhu says, Bandha moksha che kalpna, bhakevani mai, unchi unchi vato kare, and under the force of delusion. Pressure of delusion. Jarak likes, dislikes, ne ego hurt na prasang bane, so you behave worse than a normal person. And you talk about all this in a inherent nature and all. So keep all this in your shraddha, not in your tongue. That would be the right thing. It's not wrong. Finally, a nature ne pakdine જ આગળ વધવાનું છે. Not the modes. So he's saying we have a choice of good and bad. Good will lead you to heaven, etc. Bad will lead you to hell, etc. So you are yet going to continue in the world in a state of embodiment. કોઈ ને કોઈ શરીર તો મળશે, બંધન છે, આકાર છે, this, that, રૂપ. So there is nothing like liberation. And all your striving for liberation, if it's going to end only into maximum devlok, all this you do bhakti, satsang, seva, and finally it's just devlok, and devlok you do all the gadbad possible, and then the whole cycle repeats. So the disciple says, I have all the right to be cynical. Meaning pessimistic. I have all the right to lose hope. I have no reason to rejoice. આપણે મોક્ષનું એ દેખાય કે પ્રભુના શરણે રહી આજ્ઞામાં રહીને ચોક્કસ મોક્ષ મળશે. So there is something to rejoice. But I am seeing it is from Devlok to Narak and Narak to Dev. So I have no reason to rejoice. I have lost all hope in doing good also now. Because it just means a different form of existence in the world. But you are worldly soul. You will always remain a worldly soul. See how beautiful it is explained here. Okay, how a person becomes pessimistic, sarcastic, cynical, I think is the right word. You understand? So, disciples' view is so frivolous and so superficial. You will see that in verse 90 and 91 when the Guru answers this. કેટલું superficial thinking છે તારું. And you think it's the end of knowledge. And so superficial. So humbug rather. Guru will explain in verse 1991. So simple as that, the disciple contends that since infinite times, the soul has been harboring auspicious or inauspicious feelings. Shubha bhav, ashubha bhav. Jeva bhav, corresponding bandh, bondage. So shubh, punya bandh. Ashubh, pap bandh. And corresponding fruits. I'm not going to repeat all this in detail. Shubha, Shubha bandh or punya bandh. So fruits, heaven, etc. Simple. Ashubha. And this he's been harboring since infinite times. Imagine થાક્યા જ નથી આપ. તમે 3 વાર હું રિપીટ કરો છો એમાં થાકી ગયા. અને infinite times the Shubha Shubh Bhav you are doing and you are not thakod. And if you thako, then Bhavekhet comes in you. That virtue. 4 virtues, right? Kasayani, Shantata, Matra, Moksha, Bhavekhet. If you are really tired. So once I'm going to repeat this 50, 100 times. And let's see, કે સાંભળી સાંભળીને થાક્યા છો પણ વર્તી વર્તીને થાક્યા નથી તમે. જસ્ટ ઇમેજિન પેલા છોકરાઓ રમતા હોય અહીંયા પેબલ્સ સાથે રમે, 3 પેબલ્સ આમ રાખે, પછી પડી જાય, ચોથું રાખવા જાય એટલે પડી જાય, એટલે પછી પાછું સ્ટાર્ટ કરે અને એવી રીતે 4-6 કલાક બગાડે. તો તમે કે શું ટાઈમ વેસ્ટ કરો, કંઈક કન્સ્ટ્રક્ટિવ કરો. This will be your advice to those kids. વિડીયો ગેમ્સ રમે તો તમે કેટલું ચિલ્લાવો છો કે આમાં શું, આમાં 1 રૂપિયો ઘરે આવતો નથી. ઇફ યુ વિન ઓલ્સો વોટ, કોઈ સર્ટિફિકેટ નથી આવતું, કોઈ રૂપિયો આવતો નથી, કોઈ ગિફ્ટ આવતી નથી, કશું જ નહીં, બસ ખુશ થવાનું અને પછી પાછું ઝીરોથી સ્ટાર્ટ કરવાનું. સો ઇટ્સ એ કંઈક કન્સ્ટ્રક્ટિવ કર. નેમિજીને જો તંત્રનું ઇન્સ્ટ્રુમેન્ટ શીખે છે, અમારે આ જ સાંભળવાનું, આ જ મારો સંભાવ. હું ડીપ હોય હમણાં કંઈક પેલું લાવ્યો, શું કહેવાય ને, વોટ ઇઝ ધેટ કોલ્ડ? Whatever he said, I don't know. Vaju vagadiya kare. And if I'm playing with Kirtan on the bed, lunchtime par aave to thodo ame ramiye. I love playing with innocence. Though he's not at all innocent. But હું એમ સમજીને રમું એની સાથે. તો ત્યાં ચેર પર બેઠો બેઠો અમારું પેઇન્ટિંગ કરે અને આફ્ટર વી ફિનિશ કે બાપા મેં ડ્રોઈંગ કર્યું છે, આખો આર્ટમાં ઘૂસી ગયો છે, આર્ટ એન્ડ મ્યુઝિકમાં ઘૂસી ગયો. Because I told him that to balance your head activities, either lot of meditation is needed, lot of bhakti is needed, or art and music is needed. So he's doing all 3. But of course, meditation જેટલું કરી શકે એના કરતાં વાજુ વધારે વગાડે છે. દરરોજ 9 સવારના 6 વાગ્યામાં એની રમખાણ સ્ટાર્ટ થઈ જાય. અને પછી કે બાપા બોલો હું શું વગાડું છું, પહેલાં સરખું શીખ પછી મને સમજાશ. પણ he has picked up to balance my head activities. તાકી પર્સનાલિટી એની ચેન્જ થઈ જશે. ટુ બેલેન્સ ઇઝ સો મચ, યુ નો, સો મેની થિંગ, બધામાં દોખો મારે છે. ટુ બેલેન્સ ઇટ, અધરવાઇઝ એરોગન્સ, otherwise non-emotionality. You will not mind after hurting someone, you will have jalebis. Most harami person you will be. Head વાળાને એમ લાગે કે only those who can think for 10-15 steps જોઈ શકે ને, they are the people deserving to live on this earth. બાકી બધાને concentration campમાં નાખ્યો. This will be the end result. બધા ડોબા લાગશે. You will not appreciate worthy people who don't have so much intelligence, but they are really wonderful, deserving souls. You need your heart also together. I don't care, 24 hours જ રહેશે, First, fill up your heart activities, then your head activities. But I will need a balance, or I'll chuck you out. So, બરાબર ધ્યાન રાખીએ. ધ્યાન તો અમે સાથે જ કરીએ, because I don't let him go. એક ડિફોલ્ટ આપશે તો હું વધારે દુઃખી થઈ જઈશ. એટલે અમે સાથે જ કરીએ. ભક્તિ પણ સાથે કરીએ. પણ આ ઇન્સ્ટ્રુમેન્ટનું સાથે નહીં કરે, મને તો બિલકુલ ન ફાવે. બહુ સરસ મધુર એ આવે ને એના મગજમાં તો હું જોઉં. એટલે કાંઈ બી સોંગ લેતો હોય તો બી. સો દેટ ઇઝ મેકિંગ, આઈ કેન સી દેટ ઇમોશનાલિટી. એક જ ભજન સ્ટાર્ટ થાય ને આંખમાંથી ગ્રેટિટ્યૂડના કારણે પ્રિય બાલાબેન, એમના પેલા કોની હીરાબેને કીધું કે આ દુઃખના આંસુ નથી, આ હરખના આંસુ. મને બહુ ગમે, મને બધા ડાયલોગ મોડે છે. બધા જ, ઓલ ધ મુમુક્ષુસ આર ટુ પ્રેશિયસ ફોર મી. એક જ વાર જો કોઈ બીજા બહુમાં કહી શકીશ. સો કે શિખરજી ને બધા વિડીયોઝ જોઈને શી મેન્ટ વોઝ કે આ દુઃખના આંસુ નતા, આ હરકના આંસુ હતા. સો દેટ્સ વોટ આઈ સી. સો બધા એક આજ્ઞા, ડોન્ટ ગીવ મી એની એક્સક્યુઝીસ ઓફ ઇમરજન્સી, ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ, નથિંગ. ધીસ હેઝ ટુ સ્ટે બેલેન્સ. એક દિવસ તમને એમ થાય કે આજનો દિવસ સાચવી લો, એટલે પછી ધીમે ધીમે યુ સ્ટાર્ટ બિકમિંગ વીક. So this is nothing to do with the verse, but you have all the time. So simple as that. Harboring Shubh Bhav, Bandh, corresponding. So you cannot do Ashubh Bandh. Shubh Bandh. So fruits will be. So what are the fruits is saying here? If it does, he harbors Shubh Bhav or auspicious feelings, so auspicious karma. What is its fruit? What does he receive? State of heaven, etc. Meaning a very comfortable or luxurious life. You actually don't need to go to first Devlok or second. અહીંયા બી પેલું પપ્પીનું દેખ્યું હતું કેવી ભોગતા પદ તો એટલું પપલું હતું. I don't know what they had to think in speaking, giving answers. કરતાવાળાના તો પસીના થઈ ગયેલા. Bhokta Pad was very, very simple because it was self-explanatory. The videos were so beautiful. So just a comfortable life, you can say, or you can say luxurious life. A state where he can avail all the comforts and luxuries, basically. Take benefit of all that. Inauspicious, so અશુભ તો કરસ્પોન્ડિંગ બંધ, તો અશુભ કર્મ અને એનું ફળ હેલ, ઓર બિકોઝ આદિ છે એટલે આઈ એમ એક્સપ્લેનિંગ હેલ, ઓર કન્ડિશન્સ વેર હી હેઝ ટુ બેર અનફેવરેબલ. અનફેવરેબલ બધું જ અનફેવરેબલ થતું જાય. રાઈટ. સો ધ શિષ્ય સેઝ ધ સોલ સર્ટનલી receives the corresponding fruits of whatever bhav he has done, whatever bandh he has done, corresponding fruits he has to receive. So whatever types of karma he does, the corresponding fruits he receives. And in order to receive those fruits, he has to be in some state of existence, meaning gati. Because either he has to enjoy the shubh or ashubh or shubha-shubh mixed. So he will get the corresponding gatis. He basically does not understand why should one think of moksha. It's so clear, Shubh and Ashubh are the only choice. Shubh to extreme Shubh to Dev, extreme Ashubh to Narak, mixed to Madhya Lokma, either Manushya or Tiryansh. So it's so logical. Why do you just want to bring this concept of moksha? And the fifth fundamental truth is moksha છે. તને દેખાય નહીં તો બી છે, તને સમજાય નહીં તો બી છે, છે. So in no state of existence, means the four states of existence, I see a soul devoid of karmas or karmaless. Totally karmaless. દેવ તમે જોયો છે? ટોટલ કર્મલેસ દેવ. कोई नारकी न जीव आफ्टर millions of years of enduring the fruits of this Ashubh Bhav, now he is totally karmaless. Manusyama. Totally karmaless. Tiryansma. So in no state of existence, nowhere. Karma rahita na kya hai? Whatever I can see, four states of existence I don't see. So the soul was never free, will never be free. He has only choice between good and bad. And if he does good, heaven, etc. If he does bad, hell, etc. And nowhere in the four states of existence can I see a karma-less soul. So there is no moksha or liberation, because liberation is a karma-less state. Or you can say liberation is where the soul stays in a pure state forever. Two, either totally free of karmas or staying in the pure state. See, why am I using my fingers? Because Param Krupadev is going to explain this thing in some verses and this thing in some verses in Moksha Upaya. Not now, in Moksha Upaya. From 98 to 101, how to attain the pure state. And how to be karmaless from 102 to 104. So beautifully he means the external and the internal. Karmaless being what associations is he free from? So body nahi, karma nahi. That way also you can explain moksha. And what actually happens to his state? That is also explained in just 4-5 verses. How beautifully Sanyogni drashtiye and Shuddhini drashtiye, Antarni Sthitini drashtiye both explained. So let's sing.
शुभ करे फल भोगवे देवादि गतिमान, अशुभ करे नरकादि फल कर्म रहित न ज्ञान।